Hey, this is Prometheus, member of Yut Gaming and YouTuber for the last few years. If you're new to my channel, you'll see that I've actually been posting different types of schemes and strategies, and also showing full live games of my gameplays with these strategies, showing you how well and effective those schemes work. Now, I'm going to talk about the running game, especially going into Madden 17, by looking back at the past and the history of this game. Now, I've been playing Madden since 1992, so if you start adding that up, a lot of you are basically young enough to actually call me Dad, and that's probably the case. But I want to talk about some of the different running plays that have dominated Madden. I'm going to go back about 7 years or so, just to show you the dominant running plays and how you need to go ahead and approach Madden 17 and future Maddens, just to try to plan your scheme and strategy attack on the ground. So let's go ahead and jump into the first run scheme that you want to go ahead and take a look at, and this goes back to 2010. Now, in 2010, a play came in mind that actually was probably the most harassing and difficult runs to stop, and that was a halfback direct snap. It was so difficult to stop. It was one of the most difficult things to scheme against, because the way the ball actually released the running back, the defense wouldn't respond to it, and you could be able to go ahead and get easy lanes to the inside, take the ball to the outside, and if you threw a motion and a scheme around the halfback direct snap, it was by far one of the most abused running plays in the game. And back in 2010, there really wasn't a lot of patches going on in the game, so it was a very frustrating play. And I remember going onto boards and trying to figure out ways to stop it. And when you ran into an opponent that ran the halfback direct snap, you just knew you were in trouble. Conversely, it got to a point where you lowered yourself and actually had to do the same thing. So this is probably one of the first money plays in the last 7 years, or first running money plays that was definitely abused in the game. In 2012, out came the halfback inside zone of the near pro formation, and once again, this was just another running play that was just so effective with that dive right up the middle. If you had a good running back like Adrian Peterson, you'd be able to go ahead and pick up some massive yards right up the gut, and it just helped you build out a massive scheme against your opponent, because they had to do whatever they had to stop that particular play. So it was one of those powerful running plays. I'm sure that some of you guys use it in your schemes, and it was one of those things that was extremely difficult to defend against, because the blocking was just so effective. In 2013, the running play of the season was that strong pro counter week. It was such an effective running play because you could get that outside run, and it was one of those running plays that you wanted to have set into your audibles, or that you can actually go ahead and jump into to establish your running game. So that was another play. There was when the counters really started coming on big time, was the 2013 season, because you could break big runs to the outside, and it forced your opponent to overcompensate to try to defend against the counter, and then you could hit them with pitches to the outside and open up your entire running game. So back in 2013, the counter out of the strong pro was a very big, very hard play to actually stop. Madden 2014, which is actually Madden 25, broke out the pistol formations that had a full slate of pistol formations, and in particular the strong power dominated the outside run. It was one of the hardest runs to defend against, because you can easily get outside coverage and go inside and cut it back, and if you had a nice little dive up the center, it was one of those three-headed beast monster running attacks that you can utilize. Strong power essentially was a scheme that was utilized and abused in all Maddens, and anybody that played Madden 25 knew how difficult it was to stop. Matter of fact, when they rolled out Madden, the next version of Madden, basically they went ahead and created defenses to go ahead and defend against it in the spread formations. In 2015, one of the main running plays was the 0-1 trap. It had a guard that would actually come over and block one of the inside defensive tackles or left or ends, and actually would just provide a huge hole up the center to go ahead and get massive yards. Now, this is the play that a lot of Madden ballers actually use as a complement to a strong power toss, but it became so effective, most people just stopped using the toss and started using the 0-1 traps in a part of their scheme. So So there was probably one of the most difficult plays. You could find YouTube breakdowns on how to go ahead and fill in the gaps and go ahead and take away that shifting blocker and fill up the gap to be able to take away the running back for a big gain. So this is one of the big plays here in 2015, one of the more recent Maddens. Now, if you've been playing Madden 16, the most effective run in the game is obviously the inside zone. And anytime when you're running into a playbook and you see one of your set audibles as an inside zone, you get excited because you know you've got an effective running play that you can do, you can utilize. Primarily because there's a little glitch where you can actually take the run backwards on the backside, which you usually would have a defender in the area, but he just stands there or gets blocked out, or you could take it to the inside. So inside zone is basically a run play that just is dominating Madden today, and maybe might be a dominant run going into Madden 17 and into the future. So it's definitely a play that you want to kind of incorporate into your scheme if you're not using it today already. So the question I ask is, what plays are going to be utilized in the future? What kind of running schemes and plays should you start looking at and labbing? Well, first and foremost, you should always go ahead and check out the quick tosses and the fullback dives. Fullback dives, regardless of what Madden version out there, if you have a good fullback or a good running back in the fullback position, will always generate yardage for you, and it's very difficult to stop. A toss play also, if you get good blocking, will actually go ahead and force your opponent to defend the outside. So you can go into Madden knowing that you need to go ahead and you can utilize a fullback dive and a toss. Inside zones are very effective too, so you want to go ahead and take a look at the zone plays, such as stretch plays and zone plays, going into Madden 17 and lab those immediately. And then you'll find out whether the counters or the trap plays actually work effectively. There's always going to be more plays that are going to be overpowering than others, but Madden and EA are doing an effort to try to go ahead and create defenses that actually will defend against different types of runs where you can go ahead and set that up. So when you're labbing new plays, you want to go ahead and try to find the plays and actually go ahead and throw things in your scheme. Now I'm going to be rolling out my schemes, and as soon as I find a running play that actually is something effective and I like to build my scheme around, I'll share that with my subscribers. So I recommend you guys subscribe, follow the Yut Gaming crew, and also follow my channel at Prometheus X. This definitely is going to be where you're going to get schemes, and you're going to see those schemes live in action. So to all my subscribers and to all my supporters, I thank you for your support. And if you're new to my channel, I recommend you hitting the subscribe button and follow Yut Gaming, as we're going to be rolling out tips and strategies for Madden 17 and for Madden in the future. Once again, thank you for your support, and until next time.